Hello, my name is Eva and I'm an environmental analyst at the Trend is Blue. Today I'm going to talk about recycling. My presentation will include why do we need to recycle, what is wet recyclables, what is dry recyclables, business involvement and where our recyclables go to. Recycling is a process of turning waste into a new substance or product. Why recycling is so important? Because recycling preserves resources. It helps extraction of raw material. It helps to protect resources and protect natural habitat. It protects resources not only for us, but also for our future generation. Moreover, recycling saves the energy. Substantial amount of energy could be saved through the recycling, and less energy is needed to produce from recycled material than to produce from the raw material. Recycling helps to protect the environment as well. There is no need to extract process of raw material, and the same way there is reduced pollution of air and water. Because it saves the energy, it also reduces greenhouse gases emissions. In the United Kingdom, recycling saves more than 18 tons of CO2 a year, which is equivalent of taking 5 million cars off the road. The recycling, lastly, it reduces waste produced to landfill, which also reduces methane production and pollution reduction. The European legislation has shaped the way how the United Kingdom waste legislation look like. In particular, has a particular influence on recycling. As we can see here right now, the main stress is on waste prevention and preparing for the use. Just under this one, recycling is also the most desirable option. The least desirable option, there are other recovery, such as incineration, which is burning of waste with energy recovery. And the least desirable option is disposal to landfill without any energy recovery. As we can see here from this pie chart, if we sum up everything, 40% of household waste, the most popular waste such as plastic, paper, glass and aluminium, it counts of 40% of total waste production in a house. Moreover, the another percent could be also recycled through recycling of food waste and garden waste. Recycling can be divided into two groups, which I already mentioned. Dry recyclables, the most popular recyclables, which are aluminium, glass, paper and plastic, and wet recyclables, such as food waste and garden waste, which later on could be composted, another way of recycling. Wet recycle. Food and garden waste can quickly become very nutrient used as a composting. Composting is a natural process of organic material conversion by microorganisms into earthy, dark, crumbly substance that enriches soil called compost. Why the compost is so important? Because it diverts waste from landfill, can be used instead of expensive chemical fertilizer, saves natural habitat of carbon-rich peat soils, and the same also reduces greenhouse gases emissions to the air. Can be applied on gardens, in landscapes, in horticulture and agriculture, replacing the peat soils which are recently extracted for agricultural use. How to make composted home? To make a composted home, we just need a composting bin. To the bin should come brown and green products. Brown products such as cardboard, eggs and fallen leaves. And green products such as from the kitchen, easily tea bags, fruit scraps or vegetables peeling. Those should be in proportion 50 to 50, which should be put in a composting bin. We don't put in a composting bin meat, dairy products, nappies, dogs and cat waste, which can cause contamination of the compost. That bin should be placed on a semi-sandy bare soil and should be wait for 12 weeks in order to obtain proper compost. The most popular dry recyclables, which I've already mentioned, paper, plastic, glass and aluminium, which comprise of 40% of total household waste production, make such a huge amount that's the reason why they are so important for recycling. That's the reason why they play such a huge role in recycling. Paper. 100% in the United Kingdom of newspaper is made from recyclable paper. 70%, paper uses 70% less energy and half of the water than producing from raw material. Most United Kingdom paper is produced from the sustainable forestry, which comes mostly from Scandinavia. Every 1 ton of recycled newspaper prevents 2.5 tons of CO2 emissions and can save 17 trees. Plastic. In the United Kingdom there are 2 types of plastic widely recyclable, PET and HDPE. They are usually bottle plastics. The production of plastic right now is 20 times higher than it used to be 50 years ago. Plastic made from recyclables saves 90% of energy. It uses only 10% of energy to produce plastic from recyclable. Recycling of plastic helps also to preserve non-renewable fossil fuels such as oil used in plastic production. In general, 8% of total global fossil fuel productions, it comes from glass. Over 80% of glass recyclable in the United Kingdom is used to make new jars or bottles. It is important to separate glass by colors. The most important color is the white color, and it's the most expensive one while recycled. Recycling glass saves space in a landfill as well. Every ton of recyclable glass saves 314 kilos of CO2 emissions. It takes 2 tons of raw material to make 1 ton of new glass, whereas it takes only 1 ton of crushed glass to make 1 ton of glass. Aluminium. Aluminium, similarly to glass, can be recycled endlessly. Recycled aluminium saves 95% of energy which normally would be required to use for the production of raw material. Aluminium is also cost effective. It costs 700 pounds recycled aluminium. Recycling aluminium can save enough energy to run TV for 3 hours. And we have here comparative analysis of all recycled waste streams, which I've already mentioned. Aluminium is the most efficient, which is it takes only 5% of energy. It saves 9 tons of CO2 emissions. In summary, all of the recyclables save energy. They are energy efficient, and they are saving the CO2 emissions by large. They avoid forest depletions, and they preserve resources and avoid pollution. And how this recycling and the waste strategy, which I already mentioned, hierarchy, had an influence on recycling. In 2001, only 3.2 million tons material was recycled, whereas right now it's 9.7 million tons, which is 3 times more. Now we are recycling 3 times more when we used to 10 years ago. And how can we? Where can we collect our recyclables? There are 2 main systems of recycling: bring-in system and recycling at home. Bring-in system is a simple bringing your recyclables to the bin, usually placed next to the big supermarket. This is more popular system in a rural area or where the waste are away from, where there is no possibility to recycle at home. In a more urban area, the curbside collection is more popular. This is a service provided by household. It could be provided with 2 or more recyclables bins, one for the recyclables, second one for composting. Another one might be provided to plastic, recycled plastic. And the other system is commingled collection. It's where you collect all of the recyclables in a big bag. Those big bags, they are packed in a big lorries. Those big lorries, they are bringing all of the recyclables to material recovery facilities where they are sorted. Material recovery facility is a place where household recyclables, so they are sorted into different types, to the plastic, glass, and paper or metal. Recycling. In 2011, business generated 25% of total waste in England. However, the government recognized that there is a huge opportunity for business to save 23 billion just by saving the energy in recycling. Right now, business also participate in recycling, and we can observe that it shows interest in recycling. Big companies start to follow the zero waste strategy agenda, which is right now in the United Kingdom. Companies' zero waste agenda means zero waste is sent to landfill. In other words, it's a maximum recycling. Companies which already achieve zero waste agenda is Toyota, which already in 2004 had was on zero waste agenda, and recently Marks and Spencer. What happened with our recyclables once we recycle at home or we will bring to the bin? 2% of recyclable waste collected by local authority is by China. China wants to buy the recyclables because there is a market. They can produce the new material from recyclables. Materials sent abroad tend to be used in the same manufacturer as domestic material. Most of the ships with transport recyclables are returning goods ships, so the CO2 emissions doesn't count really that much. Recycling by large is the best option to divert waste from landfill when prevention and reuse doesn't apply. Production from recyclables is energy efficient. It helps to protect natural environment and and prevents air and water pollution. Thank you very much for your attention.